Hi everybody and welcome. Welcome to all those that are going to be joining us on today's live feed. I am doing a live auction preview. We have a pile of really cool stuff that's going up for sale here at Castner Auctions July 31st. Actually, it's live for bidding right now. It ends on the 31st. And I wanted to give a chance to show you some of the neat stuff that's there. If you haven't been on their website, it's Kauctions.ca. Every couple months or so, we'll do an auction sale and blow out a whole bunch of cool inventory for around the store. And it gives us a little bit of capital to go and do things, go buy new stuff or, empty out the store and the shelves. And it's surprising to think that I brought almost 1,000 items all around me here down to the auction sale. And I'm going to show you what some of that stuff was. So without further ado, I'm going to flip the camera, give you guys an auction preview, and walk you through some of the stuff that you'll see at the sale. So here we go. Okay, now there's always a mix of small stuff and big stuff. So we'll talk about the small stuff in a second, but for big stuff, it doesn't get much bigger than this 1930s Ampro theater projector. It's a 16mm projector with its original tube amplifier. This is a massive piece. It's a carbon arc lamp, and to give you an idea of perspective, I don't know, can you tell how big that thing is? It's almost 6 feet tall up to the top reel here, probably 5'10" up to the top there. And it could even go taller with the adjustable legs. Really cool piece if you got a camera room or if you want to step in a old theater. That's going through this cool vintage 1960s cruiser bike with the headlights on it. We've got old amplifiers and stereos and random jars of pennies and wall phones, a turtle shell purse. Why not? Bins full of random antique photographs or containers full of photographs, mid-century ashtrays, silver sets. This is about a 1920s or 30s ladies cocktail purse, all beaded, very nice. A bin of assorted vintage silver plate. If you want to have a fancy dinner, there you go, have it on your fancy dishes. Movie posters, little statues, bongo drums. You could start your own little band. There's a tambourine and a bongo. In fact, there's quite a few instruments. This is kind of a neat piece. Well, there's this vintage German kid sewing machine. One of the original old California-made Fireball skateboards. Original trucks and wheels on it. Still works good. Butter churns. Little statues again. Creepy little skeleton dude. He's the size of a G.I. Joe. It's what this is a chiropractor's model in a dome. And I put on a little G.I. Joe army uniform on him because he's the exact right size. So he looks like a haunted soldier almost. There's a Chatty Cathy. With the box, this is a reissue, but she does work and does talk. So there's a Chatty Cathy here. Gingerbread clock back there with the ornate, they call it a gingerbread style. Dinky toys. There is another little kid sewing machine, silver plate butter keeper dish. I could go on and on. In fact, I will go on and on. There's Mattel Dance Arena, original from the 60s. She needs a little TLC, but she's got her box. Antique violins. We have instruments galore, actually. There's amps, guitars, banjos. There's the Disney slides. It's a Magna slide projector, but it's all Disney related with the Disney box. If you're a Walt Disney collector, that's a cool piece. The violin, well, there's a couple nice antique violins. This is a beautiful handmade wooden case. Even if you're not a big fan of the violin that's in it, the case is super cool, and somebody's relined it at some point, but nice violin in good shape. An 1800s doll stroller, so you put your little dolly in there and wheel her around with your doll stroller, and in nice shape. Sewing machines, there's one of the guitars, Fender style, in pink. Let's see. Oh, this is a nice find. That is a beautiful condition, early 70s mighty dump Tonka truck. It's like brand new. Like the paint is phenomenal. Everybody had one of these at some point. Old Tonka trucks are very, very collectible, and to find them in that kind of condition is extremely rare. There's a nice copper wash basin. Lots of antique cameras at this sale. I brought a whole bunch. This is from when I bought 1,000 antique cameras. Those are going down. Somebody says, what brand is the guitar amp? This is a Fender G-Deck. So it's a Fender guitar amp. It's a G-Deck, and it's got the all the different sort of, what am I thinking of here? All the different modes. So you can have, country, western, like it has all the different sort of little things built into it. Let's see. We got clocks. This is a California pottery serving platter from mid-century. That came from the musician's house. That was Betty Jones at one point. Antique radios. There is a turn of the century fuse panel, and it's on a slate. It's heavy. It's cool. It looks like something that Dr. Frankenstein would have used. Super neat thing. This is a neat little item here. It's a little miniature trunk. And it's got the key with it too, but it's just like a little steamer trunk, like a tiny little children's steamer trunk. Like it's just exactly like the real thing. This is an 1800s French wooden lockbox. It was a family piece. It would have had a probably a very ornate silver chalice inside. It doesn't have it any longer, but lovely box, and it's got the key. Snowshoes and radios and a Kodak thermometer, advertising thermometer. I'm going to walk around this side now. Oh, this is a guitar that my son Steven did wood burning on. My son Steven did little wood burning on this in his typical Steven draw style. Put a little crown above their head and a top hat above the bear. He thought that was fun, so we're selling that for Steven. Proceeds go to Steven on that one. Ornaments and antique copper pots and Victorian scissors and wristwatches. A Harley Davidson lighter, and actually looks like a Harley Davidson engine. There we go. So if you are into Zippos, that's an actual Zippo, Harley Davidson Zippo. Pretty neat. Viewmasters, photographs, carved wooden masks. The list goes on. Let's keep walking around here. More clocks, typewriters, lots of antique dolls. A whole little variety of antique dolls here for the doll collectors. Vintage currency galore. Canadian currency. 10s and 20s and going back to the 1930s. Little porcelain telephone sign. Coin sets. Let's see. Oh, the jukebox, of course. When I talk about big stuff, we've got the 1946 Seaberg Symfonola, a.k.a. they call it the trash can. This is one that I built in my garage on an episode. I did a little mini-series putting this back together. Repainted the grate and did the mirror and got it all essentially back together. It needs a little bit of finishing, but it's a beautiful piece. Guys and Dolls pinball machine. Really cool pinball machine. If you like arcade stuff, I'll be sad if that doesn't go for okay money, because I really like that thing myself. The old Pepsi machine, check that out. Nice old Pepsi machine. You see lots of Coke stuff, but you don't see much for Pepsi. Not only is this a Pepsi machine, it also was a Hires root beer machine too. So pretty cool piece. And it's complete with the little slots on there. World War II coat. Apple IIe computer with its little accessories on the side. More watches, bags of pocket watches for projects. Some people use these for jewelry or for art or for repair, but there's lots of assortments. Yes, some Redline Hot Wheels, some in need of TLC, but they're all vintage Hot Wheels in their old case. Lamps, more cameras, model kits going back to the 1960s. Lots of model kits here. There's original Barbie from the 60s, and she has just a ton of clothing that goes with her too. One of the earlier original sort of Barbies, and she has a ton of outfits. Your iconic kind of little Barbie outfits and swimsuits and so forth. So she's quite complete with a lot of accessories there. Let's see. Containers full of vintage tins and powders. Here's that cute little wooden kids piano I picked up in an episode. Beautiful lead crystal pitcher, pewter. This is probably from the 1800s. That's a nice piece. Watercolors and autographs. Oh, I have a ton of artwork that's going through this sale as well, including a pile of original rock posters and concert posters. Donovan, there's an autographed Joni Mitchell poster. Anyway, you got to look through and see all the different pictures that are there. There's quite a few lovely original prints, paintings, and serigraphs and concert posters, Bob Massey autographed and so forth that are in there. Lots of fun toys, including solid silver Kirk and Spock coins, because why not? Lots more cameras, Matchbox and Dinky toys, and autographed baseball. That's a facsimile baseball. Look at all the old toys that are up here, cap guns. There's a little gun lantern. And everything goes up for $7.50, no reserve. I have no idea what stuff's going to end at. There's a little Jughead bobbler. An original candy store cash register. I had this on my counter. See, it works perfect. We used to use that at our store. I used to just display things in it, but it's in great functioning condition. Ashtrays, more cameras, advertising thermometers, a wind-up submarine, another advertising clock for Gates, this original Spaceballs movie poster. Remember that? But probably some of the two of the best pieces that are at this sale. This is a genuine autographed Joe DiMaggio baseball. And it is PSA graded. You can actually go online and look at the grading. It's got the little PSA DNA on the back there. You just look up that number and you can check it out. It is 100% legitimate Joe DiMaggio baseball. And we've got a autographed Mickey Mantle baseball too. You talk about icons in baseball. I can't imagine two better than a Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle, both PSA authenticated. And there's the number on the back there, so you can look both of these up. But those are two of the knockout sort of stellar pieces, Mickey Mantle and Joe DiMaggio. No reserve, guys. My fingers are crossed that those do quite well. We'll see. We've got original JFK campaign buttons, a nice little cross pen set, books on the French Revolution. Look at this, Stories of the French Revolution. Nice light reading for your kids. There's even an engine out of a Honda CB750 there, because why not? We've got more advertising clocks and thermometers and trays, a little Mammoth steam engine, vintage dolls, Fisher-Price sets, really collectible Popeye dolls. So there's Popeye in olive oil, they're limited edition runs, an old police car beacon off of a police car, if you hadn't seen one of those. Sometimes I feel like my show is a gong show, but I'm selling the gong, so I guess I have to get back to business as usual. There's a stand full of bracelets that came from Madame Rack. Those are all Bakeliter plastic bracelets that came out of Madame Rack's house. We're selling the whole rack full, all one money. Vintage games, this really cool and big Allied van lines. It's an old model kit that somebody put together, an older gentleman put together. You made it look like it's been down the highway a few times, made it look a little worn and tattered. He aged it, really cool thing. Lots more model kits. And this is a Cox trainer airplane in the box. A variety of antique books going up for sale, including the Lippincott's Pronouncing Gazetteer of the World. Look at the size of these things. That's a book and a half right there. That's your Mafia bookcase right there. Take this one out back. It won't leave a mark. Lots of great stuff there. Again, these are replica, but the vintage Barbie, 35th anniversary Barbie. We had somebody offer to buy this from us, and then they didn't pull through, but so we put it through here. The Bob Ross Master Paint Set, the original. That's not a replica. That's the original deal. Nice big decorative train. The shooting cannon, the howitzer cannon in the box down there. These are really, really neat. These are 1950s Strombecker race cars. These are slot cars, but they're 1/24 scale, so they're quite a bit bigger than your average one. So they're little kits that you kind of put together, and you'd race them on the track, build them up the way you want them. So anyway, they're kind of neat. Let's see, wooden trunks and statues, and there's a sheep that came out of the weaver's house, a little telescope there. And we have transit levels on their stands, giant operating lamp, because why don't you need a giant, massive hospital operating lamp? It still works, puts out a heck of a lot of light. I guess it would have to. My big giraffe from the store, everybody said, oh, they loved the giraffe. Friendly little guy. And he's not so little, he's probably about 5 feet tall. But there are just piles and piles of things all the way around me, from Batmobiles to a giant cord model kit to an entire rack of Betty Jones bracelets. There's a couple of these. Scotty Dog bookends, you name it. There's some monster toys, Frankenstein and Dracula, Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's see, the 1950s mermaid ceramic lamp. You get the idea. There's a ton of stuff. Everywhere you look, literally from toys to real engines to Dukes of Hazzard trading cards, everything in between. There's a little carved stone statue. I think it's jade. Really nice piece. And the whole Jello coin set of all the little wheels. Remember those little Jello? You get those coins in your Jello and you try and collect them all. There's a whole box of those. Cut glass perfume bottles. I don't know. You have to leave in your comments what your favorite item is that we're selling at auction. I know Elaine Douglas puts a lot of stuff up on her page too. Oh, one of the other things that's really neat that came out of this, you guys just recently saw me go through the Potter's house again, and I had found at the store, I still had some of Mary's original drawings that were still at my shop that I totally forgot about. So these are some of her original drawings that Mary did. These are all going up for auction. All of her original little drawings that we had kicking around. So if you want a little piece from the Potter's house and you didn't get a chance to buy some pottery, but you want a little keepsake of it, we've put through a number of original drawings by Mary Borgstrom, many of her pottery designs. And I really like the ones like this. They kind of walk you through, you know, 3 hollows. This is her design. If you're an artist yourself, this is kind of a neat thing to have. Many of her little pictures like this are signed as well. Not all of them, but many of them are. So some really cool stuff there. Again, more cameras, more concert posters, tons of original concert posters, bags of old comics and magazines, and Michael Jackson doll. Remember, I just recently found that. There he is, going up for auction. Serigraphs, just the list goes on and on. So there's 980 items here going through sale. If you've not had a chance to check it out, go to Kauctions.ca. You want to check out the sale. There's lots of cool stuff. And all of this basically is cleaning house at the shop and getting it so we're ready to do other things and more exciting stuff at the store. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to log off and get back to it. But check out the auction. Lots of neat stuff. If you're local or very brave to ship or come pick up, come get a big thing like the jukebox. They're really, really cool. And if you're not local, ton of small shippable things, and they will ship anywhere in the world. And they are shipping, making sure to pack things specially so that they hopefully will arrive in one piece. But I hope that you guys enjoy the auction sale. We'll try and do some updates as it happens. But guys, I'm actually off as it happens to go on another pick tonight. So I got to get off the live feed and go buy more stuff. So I'm going to get back to it. We'll see y'all soon. And bye for now, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.